Okay, so this is another Wize health coaching session for June 17th. And today we're going to talk about just recap of a few things, but it's all going to come together. Eating seasonally and why that's important to your whole wellness and weight loss journey, long term. Going to do a little recap. You guys, I think I already did this, but I'm going to post it again. But the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. I've got a really cool handout that it comes from a program called the Whole 30, which some of you may have heard of. It's not by Whole Foods. It's just another healthy whole food strategy that someone came up with. But they have a really cool guide. All their guides are free. And I just thought I would share it because it combines the list of eating seasonally, like what foods we should be really eating in the different seasons. And also which ones you should be eating organic and which ones, don't worry about buying organic. And then I found a really cool site that you can type in just the state that you live in and what month it is, and it'll pop up what produce items are best to eat right now. So, but let me back up. Did you guys, did anyone see me on Watch Fox 57? We talked about GMO, the seedless watermelon. And it was pretty interesting. It was only a 2-minute clip. But it kind of goes in line with what we're talking about today and the importance of knowing the quality of your food. But basically what the outcome was, Friendy Clairvaux is the newscaster on there. And he asked, what's the deal with seedless watermelon? Is it a genetically modified organism or is it a hybrid? Which actually it is. It's a hybrid type of plant. They've been doing this for years. It's not, depending on who you talk to, it's not necessarily genetically modified, but there is something that the industry has done, like I said, since like the early 1930s, in terms of using a chemical called colchicine. And colchicine is something they inject into the seeds in order to create, I think it gets into a lot of science, but like a diploid and a triploid type of seed. And I'm no expert on it, but this is what I was just bringing it to you since I had talked about it. It's kind of interesting. But they're able to create kind of like crossbreed different chromosomes of seeds. And then when you put the two seeds together, one that's treated with the colchicine and the other that's not, then it creates basically a sterile watermelon. Sterile, meaning you have those white seeds, but not those black seeds that would otherwise allow you to, continue to grow watermelons. So it's interesting because colchicine is actually a medication that's used for people with gout. It's used for a lot of arthritis and other inflammatory diseases. So just like it's a long time ago, they figured out how to do this, and bam, you have a seedless watermelon. The question was, is it bad for you? And I will say the jury is still out, but I do believe that since there is even a question about, genetically modified organisms, which I'm gonna give you the explanation on that in a second, I would just limit it. Just do your best to try to figure out if it is genetically modified. There's a huge $1 trillion labeling war going on around the world as far as whether industries want the public to know what products are genetically modified and what aren't. There's a lot of lobbyists involved. There's a lot of stuff involved. I'll just leave it at that. So it's very interesting. But genetically modified really just takes it a lot of steps further than what I was explaining, which is basically creating a hybrid type of watermelon. But genetically modified just means you're taking the genetic DNA and you're altering the DNA in order to produce a specific type of, in a lab, you're doing all this in a lab under a microscope, playing around trying to create a product or a produce item that is, really flavorful or doesn't brown like an apple. There's apples out there that don't brown a lot anymore because most of us want that, I guess. They think they want it. The industry thinks we want it. And basically they take an enzyme out in order to prevent browning. So we don't know what the long-term effects are. It's hypothesized that I don't want to get too scientific with you, but when in that case of the apple, when you take out the enzyme, or it's like an RNA strand, a double strand, when you take it out of the DNA of the apple, and we continue to eat these items that where they're like certain parts of it are removed, well, our body doesn't respond the same way, and it has an effect on our DNA as well. That's the theory. So anyway, a lot more research is going to be done on it. I feel like since there's a question, like I said, we might as well just do our best to eat as organically as possible, non-GMO as possible, and grow your own. That's the other thing. If you can, everybody's getting into that, so grow your own. Okay, so I will now. Oh, yeah.
Quick question. Could you spell that word when you were talking about the hybrid plant and the seed that was used to make it seedless? You said it sounded like
yeah, colchicine. And that's, I'm going to spell it for you. It's C as in cat, O, L, C as in cat, H, I, N as in Nancy, E as in echo. And of course, me, I had to see how to, I think I have a thing about words and pronunciation, so I had to see how to say it, but it's colchicine,
okay.
C-O-L-C-I.
Got it.
C-O-L-C-H-I-C-I-N-E. Hopefully I spelled it right, but yeah, and it's very interesting too, just the whole history of it. And there's a lot, we just don't know, and we just kind of go with it, right? But it's worthwhile to just kind of dig under it a little bit, just to do whatever you can do to keep your health and make things easier when it does come to losing weight. That's why all the stuff I feel is important, even though it seems like it's indirect. We're talking about health, we're talking about wellness, we're talking about eating seasonally. Some people might be like, well, what does this have to do with losing weight? Well, it has a lot to do with it, because when your body is working like a well-oiled machine, this is what I always say, meaning the systems of the body are very efficient. You're giving the body clean, unadulterated or unprocessed food. It's not genetically modified. You really tip your health and your ability to lose weight into your favor. So it seems like a lot of stuff, but I kind of want to give it to you little by little so it's not overwhelming. But this is stuff that I've had to learn as well. It's just, it's scary sometimes, and it's amazing, but it also really just takes you back to basics. What our ancestors did and how they ate, even with the fat back, they used, bacon bits and turkey legs and all that to season our greens. I'd actually rather us go back to that versus all this frankenfood and all this stuff we have to navigate through. It actually was simpler. So I'm asking you, go back to simpler. I mean, this kind of is in line with what we're talking about today in terms of our ancestors, that they had to eat seasonally. Right now, we just have the luxury of eating foods that come from Spain that have, they have to chemically ripen, like bananas. They come in from all these different places, and it's just the human body is like, what am I supposed to do with this? It's not all the way ripe or not all the way ready. But they had no choice back in the day, and they just ate what was available to them. So I'm trying to get you guys to get back into that mindset just as much as you possibly can.
And one other comment I'd like to make quickly, cereal is supposed to be pretty good. I usually get it for my grandchildren, just the regular oat cereal.
Right.
However, I was reading the label and noticed that at the very bottom on the side panel, it says partially genetically modified. I was really surprised, the heart health cereal, but
absolutely. Anyway. Yes, Pamela.
Modified in small print on the side panel.
Right. That is really, really scary. That was absolutely in my news as well, just some of the headings from last week, because along with that, there's something called glyphosate that's used in the making of Cheerios. And yeah, all that, what we see, the heart healthy, all the stuff on the label as far as the marketing stuff, they call that greenwashing. And greenwashing you can greenwash any product, meaning you just dress it up to make it look like it's super healthy, super green, which we think green means like organic or natural or anything like that. Not necessarily. So again, I'm glad that you noticed that. I know it seems like, dang, you know, well, what am I supposed to do? Or, you know, what's an alternative to that? And the kids, you know, they love it. So then they're hooked and you can't get anything else. But knowledge is the first thing. And then you know, there are substitutions that you can do. You just have to like gradually work on it. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's big. Okay, so I'm going to look out for, first off, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. The benefits of eating locally, I'm sorry, seasonally. I'm just going to run through this real quick. Okay, so you should hopefully see the screen here. And 5 benefits of eating with the seasons. Talked about a lot of this, really. Let's try to move this out of the way. Okay, so number 1, we know richer flavor. Okay, produce that is picked when it's fully ripened tastes amazing. If your produce, like I said, is coming from across the US or another country, it's picked before it's ripe and it travels to the grocery store and then it ripens in the cardboard box. I mean, I still eat it. I still eat this, but you know, it's just kind of nice. This is where we try to go with our farmers markets and locally grown. So those are 2 different things. Eating with the seasons is one thing. Eating locally grown, although similar, is another thing. They're both connected. You'll see that down towards the bottom. Number 2, better nutrition. So when produce is picked before it's ripe, the nutrients do not fully develop in the flesh of the fruit. Plants need the sun to grow, and picking them before they're ripe cuts off the nutrient availability. There we go. Genetic modification is also sometimes used, which can alter how the crop was naturally supposed to be consumed. Also, if you eat seasonally, you're guaranteed to consume a variety of produce, which will assist you in eating a balanced diet. It's cost efficient, and I'll send this out to you as well. Supply and demand simply explains how buying produce seasonally saves you money. This is very true. Have you ever tried to buy strawberries in the winter? I mean, number 1, sometimes you won't see them because it's hard to get. They just don't grow very well at all. They're not flavorful. But yeah, it's going to be a lot cheaper to get stuff that's in season. Less per pound the store. If you're buying produce that is out of season, there's travel time and added expenses to grow it in the greenhouse. Number 4, it's environmentally friendly. This just goes to the carbon footprint. You know, as we truck produce in from other areas, it's the gas, and the fuel charge is something often added to the price of food upon delivery. Like I said, the carbon footprint. Number 5, this goes to your farmer's market. So benefit of eating with the season is a community benefit. Buying your produce from the farmer's market and community-supported agricultures is a great way to build community, but it also allows you to feel more connected to where your food is coming from. And close to that, I think I mentioned this before, is that there's a reason, like if you eat locally grown, there's a concept that's says that within 100 miles from where you live, which is what we call locally grown, we absorb the food a lot better. So just, you know, want to try to remind you of that. So those are the 5 benefits of growing local, of eating with the season. And now I'm going to, you know what, I think I'm just going to put this up again. This is the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15, just to remind you, because I think I showed you this before. I want to show it to you again. Oops. Let's go ahead and share the screen. I think I saw Jaquana. Hi, Jaquana. I saw you pop on. Good to see you. We're talking about eating seasonally. Okay, so let's share the screen again. Let's go to, again, the Dirty Dozen. Okay. Oops. That one didn't come up. Okay. All right, so nope, just one moment. I've got to find this again. I'm gonna put everyone on pause for a second. We're gonna find the Dirty Dozen so we can see that. Okay. Okay. So back to this. I'm gonna go ahead. All right. Now we're going to share the screen here. Okay, there we go. So here's, you guys saw this. I just always want to recap this. I feel like this is really important. I went to a restaurant in Atlanta. For those of you, I don't know if you follow me on Facebook, but I do a lot of just posting on things that I find and health tips and things like that. So it's called Get Well with Michele Coaching Club. It's a closed group if you're interested in that. But I went to a restaurant in Atlanta, and they had this on every single table, meaning that it was called True Food Atlanta, I think, or True Food Kitchen is what it was called. Wonderful food, great menu, buzzing atmosphere is really cool. And everything that they use as far as the Dirty Dozen, which a recap on this is those 12 fruits and vegetables on the left-hand side are fruits and vegetables you definitely want to buy organic. And it has to do with the fact that a lot of the growing practices is where they put a lot of pesticides and herbicides and chemicals on those 12 foods. So it's really best to buy organic. On the right is the Clean 15, and that those are 15 fruits and vegetables that, hey, don't worry about buying organic. Okay, so that goes along with the very last thing I'm going to, there's two more things. One other thing I'm going to show you is just like it's a handout that I'm going to send to you that combines eating seasonally along with whether that item should be purchased organic or not. So again, Dirty Dozen Clean 15. Oh, and they had, well, shoot, I don't think I shared this with you, but there's a sticker on all produce items, and the sticker will tell you whether or not that item is organic or not. If you just know what the coding is, there's like 3 codes. A 4-digit code starting with the number 4 means that the produce was not organic. If you have a 5-digit code starting with the number 9, I should see if I could show that to you. Well, I'll try to send it to you. Then that means it is organic. And that's across every grocery store, across the nation, Walmart, Kroger. Over on the West Coast, they've got Safeway. They have QFC up in the Northwest. Just those are all like pretty much the same type of, they're pretty much all like Publix or Kroger. It's the same. Okay, so again, a 4-digit code starting with the number 4 is not organic. We call that, it's the opposite of organic. The word is called conventional. Conventional is not organic. Conventional means it was grown with pesticides and herbicides. Then organic is a 5-digit code starting with the number 9. It is organic. You can be sure of that. And you can test it out in the grocery store. Go see what I'm talking about. And then use this little guide and say, oh, if I'm buying strawberries, better not have the number 4 on it. Well, they wouldn't have a sticker. They're usually in the little case. Or let's see, apples. If it has a sticker on it, it has a number 4 or 3, it's not organic. They should be in the right section in the grocery store, but sometimes they're not, and they'll trick you. And also, farmers markets, don't let them trick you, because sometimes when we go to a farmer's market, we think we're getting all organic, and that's not the case. I've been to some farmers markets that basically it's just produce that has the sticker on it that you would see in the grocery store, and it's not organic because it has the number 4 starting with the number 4, and it's a 4-digit code. Okay, so just kind of some interesting information here to help guide you along in this process. Okay, so let me stop that share, and I have to find one other thing, and we will get going here. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, so we're going to do one more share. Okay, so this is what I was talking about in the beginning. I thought this was pretty cool. The Whole30 seasonal guide. This is buying fresh produce on a budget, because remember, buying seasonally will help you'll absorb nutrients a lot better. There's more nutrition in it. It's cheaper and it tastes better. So when you look at this, it says in that red bar at the top, the C means clean. And this is where it follows that Dirty Dozen Clean 15. So the C means clean, no need to buy organic if you're on a budget. The D is for dirty. So buy organic as often as possible. There are some regional variabilities here, but in general, choosing vegetables and fruits during their natural growing season ensures fresher, tastier, less expensive produce. So it breaks it down: winter, spring, summer, fall. So you can see where, it's that column summer. There's a lot of stuff on there. And let's see, year round. There's some down right here. Yeah, this is great because year round, hey, don't worry about it. And let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna send that to you. Let's see. We had a message in there. Okay. Oh, True Food Kitchen. Oh yeah. All right. Oh, it says Pamela saying True Food Kitchen, good restaurant. Dr. Andrew Weil. Is that his restaurant? Dr. Andrew Weil?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Daily newsletters. They're very good, health newsletters. But yeah, very good restaurant. It was at a mall. I think it was Lenox, I believe.
That's it. Yeah. Yep, that is it. Nice. I like Dr. Weil is awesome. I mean, he was like a front runner in this whole wellness and clean eating industry, if you want to call it, like way before everyone else.
Right.
Cool. Yeah. I wish we had something like that here, but cool. Thank you. I'm glad to know that. All right. And so let's see. Is there anything I want to mention here? No, I mean, this is pretty straightforward. Okay, like now, I love, well, see, here's the other thing is, even though you see butternut squash in the fall, I still might eat that in the summer. I now know a lot of different ways to use it, but it's not typical. In the fall, it's going to be cheaper, it's going to taste better, all that good stuff. Okay, and let's see, last was this cool thing that I saw. You can just put in your, I'm going to share my screen in just a second here. Let's see, where is that? Where did that go? Okay. Yeah, it is. Okay, so we got that. All right, one more. We're just going to put in South Carolina so we can see what we should get right now. Let's see. Okay. So here's a seasonal food guide. This address is seasonalfoodguide.org. Okay, it will also tell you why to eat seasonally. So you can go on here, put the state you're in. We're in mid-June. Let's see, we're early June right now, and bam, it pops up, right? So and then your options over here are in any produce, like what is available, what's best to eat in early June. And here you go. Blackberries, blueberries, bok choy, brambles. Those are blackberries. Okay, so some things that I'm, not familiar with over here in the South. But there's our collard greens. So anyway, it's just another cool guide just to be able to see what's best where you are. So now, just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to put where I'm from, California. See, this is what we've got: apricots, avocado, something that doesn't pop up in South Carolina. I don't think it can. Oh, there. See, we call blackberries. I think are very similar to that other word that was out there. And then some are the same, right? Black-eyed peas. Oh, there it is. Brambles, boysenberries. Those are in the same family. So does it mean don't ever eat avocados? No, I'm just giving you some more tools to be able to choose your produce wisely and get the most benefit that you absolutely can. So I'll send you that link as well. And again, just continue to improve on quality, and your body it knows the difference over time. Okay. Questions on anything, and then we definitely need those to come and do your follow-up bod pod. Pamela, you came in. Elaine and Jaquana, you need to schedule your follow-up bod pod test. We test on Tuesdays, and it's Tuesday mornings and Wednesday evenings, or it might be reversed. But come on in. It's part of it's part of your program to see your progress. And also, I'll chat with you a little bit just to say, hey, what's going on? Do we need to just continue what you're doing? Do we need to adjust anything? And I'll help you. Just come on in. Okay. So any questions? No? All right. Oh, yes.
Do we got to make an appointment? Oh.
Sorry, real quick, Jaquana. Yes, you do need to make an appointment, and I'll send the link again. I sent it in the last email. Every time I do a coaching session,
I did, but I couldn't make the appointment. I tried. I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll double check that and make sure that it's available. It's usually Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so I'll make sure it's available, and I'll look out for your appointment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Pamela.
Thoughts on green vibrance? Your thoughts on green vibrance?
Yes, yeah, I love it. I love to supplement. I put that in my smoothies. Basically, is the one place I use it. I've used there's a lot of different ones out there, but I use the all green one, and I just put it in my smoothie, and it's good to go. So I ran out of it, and I have the little tub in my office. But since then, I think I went to. It's like it's on Two Notch Road, and like it's a little after Decker, but it's a shop that has all these herbs and stuff. It's called Solomon's Temple. I don't know if you've heard of it, but Solomon's Temple is down there, and you can get like fresh spirulina. And so one thing that's in the Green Vibrance, one of several things, is spirulina. Of course, they have wheatgrass, barley grass, spirulina, all different kinds of things, which is great. But I just switched up, and now I put like a teaspoon of spirulina in my smoothie almost at least every other day. But the Green Vibrance is the same concept. I just switch it up. But answer is yes, I like the brand. Yeah. You're welcome. Okay, any topics that you guys want me to go over in any upcoming sessions? If there's anything specific. No, I'll come up with something. And how about the exercise? I know some of you aren't really doing some of the exercise, and we haven't like refreshed or put anything new in there, but would that be helpful to have some new exercises within the app? No?
Actually, I've been kind of stepping it up at the fitness center.
Okay.
So that's what I've been doing about 3 times a week.
Nice. Okay. No, that sounds good. Hey, we got to do those workouts are in there just, as like, it's a no excuse thing. Like if you have access to the workouts and you don't have access to a gym, you could be doing those workouts, right? If you have, if you can do the gym, then that's cool too. But if we're here to provide you with the resources if you need more. But yeah, Pamela, continue going to the gym, and then I'll keep giving you these ideas. I may actually have you do, maybe after the 4th of July, I'll take you guys through a cleanse. Like maybe just like a plant-based cleanse. It's not anything, it's not rocket science or anything like that. It's just like a reset. And it'll fall within the guidelines of what we're trying to accomplish here. But it's just like a reset. So I think that could be one of our sessions that we'll go over. Cleansing. Yeah. Okay. Well, excellent. Thanks, you guys. As I look at the calendar, yeah, that would be perfect. So July 1st would be our next coaching session. And so on that day, I think I'm going to do the ones that get onto the call, and I'll email this. The ones that get on, I'll send the little it's like a 2 or 3 pager cleanse on how to go through it. We'll talk about it. And then, after July 4th, maybe that next week, you guys can go through it. And then the next week, we'll go ahead and talk about it and see how things went, and, go from there. So. Yeah, so I'll write that down. Yeah. Okay, so Elaine said, I like the Happy Mile walk. She had it in the chat box. The Happy Mile, that's on one, I think that's one of the exercise, one of the routines in the app. So, okay, cool. That's excellent. Keep it moving, keep it going. Well, thanks you guys. If there's no more questions, we'll end this coaching call here, and eat seasonally. That's the name of the game. Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye.